welcome to my channel. My name is Stella, and I'm here to bring you a series called Gardening Across the World. I'm fantastic enough that the person who inspired the series is right here with me today. I'm sure some of you know her, and Jenny, hello. It's so fantastic to have you here with me today. Thank you so much for saying yes.
Oh, well, thank you for having me. I feel honoured to be here.
Wonderful, wonderful. Now, let me just explain to our viewers, in Gardening Across the World, I'm hoping to bring you gardeners from across the world. And you'll know some of them because they'll have YouTube channels, and you might not know some of the ones that I'm actually going to bring because, as you know, we all have different people we enjoy to watch. And therefore, I am hoping that you will join me as I introduce you to new people you might not know about, in addition to people you already know, like our fantastic Jenny. Jenny, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
Now, I thought, we could chat about gardening at this time of the year because of the fact that the weather is miserable. And so we're not getting out into the garden as much as we would like. Obsessed as we are with gardening, we need another avenue, don't we?
Absolutely. Gosh, yeah, it's miserable at the moment. So
Yeah,
what else
it
can we
is
do,
miserable, isn't
Stella?
it? Well, we can talk about gardening, how you inspired me for this entire series. You've taken us on these tours around England, and you've triggered an interest in finding out more from other gardeners as well. I found it very, very interesting, and I picked up a few bits and pieces along the way. It was nice to have personal view of people's gardens rather than what they choose to show us when they actually do their videos on YouTube. And then to also see some people who don't do YouTube but have lovely gardens as well.
Yeah.
Because not everyone who has a lovely garden is out there shouting it to the world, aren't they?
Exactly. There's so many amazing gardens out there. People
Yeah.
just quietly getting on with it, don't feel the need to have a channel, and they're just doing it, and it's amazing. And they're really bringing something to the people around them and the community.
Way to start is by touching on your series, your plots onto a series, because this is what inspired this series that I've just started. And I just want to ask you, what was your inspiration to actually start this series?
Well, it was one day last winter. I didn't really have very much to do on the plot, and I was looking for something to make content about. And so I walked up
Yeah.
to the top of my allotment site, and I thought I'll just walk down the hill, looking at people's plots and see if I can get some ideas for my own. And as I was walking down, I kept bumping into my plot neighbours. And, I'd stop and have a little chat, ask them what they were doing. So and so was spreading manure, and so over there was digging up carrots. And it was just so interesting chatting to other gardeners. I thought that would be a lovely thing to do, would be to go around, visit people I knew that had allotments and find out what they grow and why they do it. And that was it really.
It is fascinating how nosy we are as gardeners, isn't it? We like to know what everyone else is doing, and then the next thing you know, we're going to either buy the thing, hoping that it will suddenly magically make our gardens better, or it might be the solution we're looking for, isn't it?
Absolutely. We're so nosy, but it's gardeners are such kind people. There's such a lot of
Yeah,
sharing involved
yeah,
with allotments. People are only too happy to share their ideas with you and share the way they've done something, their techniques, or and their seeds and their produce. Gardeners are
absolutely.
so kind. It's all about that community, I think.
It is. And so, thinking about the fact that we're always picking up ideas and we're always nosy about how other people do things, when you visited the many different gardens that you did, how did you get inspired? Or have you changed anything? Or are you thinking of changing something in the way you garden based on what you saw on tour?
Definitely. I've definitely changed the way I've thought about what I'm going to do with my plot. Steve, who was my second plots on tour, is a fanatical no digger. And this year, I'm definitely trying more no dig techniques. And having visited you, Stella, I've changed the way I prep my beds. I
Well,
call it doing a Stella because you gave me such a kind of clear, easy way to prep a no-dig bed. That's what I'm going for this year. So yeah, it's already changed my gardening practice, definitely.
that is fantastic to hear. And thank you for, trying out a bed with my ideas because
Yeah,
I find that it's a lazy way to work and it will slowly minimize the amount of weeds that you have
yeah,
in that bed if you're doing it every year. Because
yes,
I find a lot of people assume that when you do no dig, once you put down that first layer of cardboard and manure or compost,
yeah,
whichever you choose, you never have another weed. That's not the way
so,
it works.
yeah,
The way it
yeah,
works is put it down every year, and with each subsequent year, you have less in way of weeds to struggle with.
yes,
At least that's the way I work with it. Especially when you have weeds. I mean, you have couch grass.
yes, loads of it.
It's a nemesis, isn't it?
It really
So
is.
it's going to take a few years because I've seen a few gardeners who give up after 1 year of trying no dig and saying, oh, it didn't work. But the problem is you didn't give it a chance to work. You needed to suppress and to
Yeah,
suppress and to suppress before
yeah,
you kill off, persistent weeds, especially like bindweed, because
yeah.
I
It's a
have
process,
lots
isn't
of
it?
bindweed. It is a process, and I had a lot. Honestly, bindweed was growing better than all my other plants when I first got the plot. But now you sow it. I
Yeah.
don't
I
have
didn't
as
see
much.
any bindweed
But
when
I
I was there.
used to get a lot of bindweed, and yet now, because I've been suppressing for 3 years now,
Yeah,
it is I get so little, and it's in the past, it's not in the beds, because
yeah.
the beds have actually worked now, and it makes for a much easier life. Now, something else I wanted to uh, talk to you about with reference to the Blossom Tour is
Yes,
you interviewed a lot of people.
yes.
What's the most simple valuable piece of gardening wisdom or technique you saw that you are planning to bring back to your plot?
Well, definitely, I mean, definitely the way you talked about prepping beds, that's because
Hmm.
that was so clear, so simple and doable.
Mm.
I've already started on that one. Yeah, I guess that's
So
that's been
that's
that's been
that's
the
one
simplest
thing
one
that.
I've instantly implemented.
So now let's look at the journey because traveling to visit people is not easy. I came to see you, and
Yeah.
the honest truth is, when I was coming, I was so excited. I didn't notice the journey. I hate driving long distances, but I was so excited to be coming down. I did not notice the difference. Were your journeys to all these gardens smooth, or did you have somewhere it was actually a bit of a challenge?
Yeah, I mean, some of them were local. Some of the plots I've visited have been local to me, not too far. Some of them have been longer journeys, and I've planned, like a couple of plots on tour together in the same vicinity. So when I went to visit my friend Natalie in
Hmm.
Nottingham, I was halfway to Sheffield to visit Richard. So, I did those two together. I did my friend Mo in Wales at the same time as Danny and Linda's. So I've sort of planned, longer journeys where I can maybe film two allotments.
That's lovely. That's lovely. Takes a lot of organization.
Yes.
Now, can you promise us that you will be continuing this series in the coming season? Because I enjoyed them and I look forward to them. So please do not give them up. Is that a promise?
That is a promise. I've already got a few people lined up. Not we haven't organised dates yet, but a few people have said yes, they would have me come and visit them next year.
Yeah, at this juncture, can I just tell everyone, if you're interested in having Jenny come to visit you next year
Yes.
so that you can show off your allotment plot, you do not, or your garden, you do not have to have a YouTube channel. You just need to, I'm going to put a link to her plots and tour below so you can see what she does. And then maybe you can hit her up and say, book yourself in quickly because I'm sure there's going to be a lot of enthusiastic gardeners because we love nothing better than to show off our garden. And I want to see your garden via Jenny's channel. That would be so great. Now, we're going to go on to the fact that if you've been gardening, but from your chat with Jason, I remember that you haven't been gardening for that long. You were
No.
introduced to gardening by your neighbor,
Yes,
and
that's right.
then, uh, unfortunately, when you passed away, you decided to carry on
Yes.
doing the gardens around your house and your flat. And then a fantastic thing happened. What did your husband do?
My husband put my name down for an allotment as a Christmas present.
How did you feel when you found out? Were you excited, nervous? You're thinking, what, are you crazy?
A bit of both. Honestly, my first thought was I can't possibly cope with that much land. And Stella, you've seen the size of my plot. It's absolutely minuscule. Honestly, my first thought was that how am I going to deal with all that space?
Yes,
My plot is tiny.
it is
Uh,
tiny, but it's cute. There's a cuteness about having a plot that small. It's manageable,
it is
and it's probably,
manageable. I'm
yeah, it's
really
probably
glad I
better.
didn't have a whole plot. I'm really glad it was only a half plot to start with, because that is just about,
Yes,
it's a beginner's plot, really. It's
it is
enough
a
for
beginner's
me
plot.
at the moment.
But having come down to visit and having found out a little bit of information about what might be going ahead on the allotment, are
Yes.
you considering expanding or do you feel that this is you?
I mean, I would like to, I'd really like to, but I I'm not sure at the moment that I'm ready to give up the plot I have. So if I were to take on more other plots or other half plots, they'd have to be next to my
Nearby.
plot.
Yes. Yeah.
And I have to say, since your visit, Stella, since you encouraged me to look into maybe getting the plot next to mine,
Yeah.
I have been in touch with Mandy on the council and sort of tentatively asked, but she has said there is a waiting list of 67 people in front of me.
Put
Now,
yourself
whether
on
they're
the
going to want
waiting
that
list.
plot, whether they're going to want that particular plot is another matter because where our site is right on the edge of town. A lot of people want something closer to where they live.
Hmm.
So who knows? Who knows? Watch
Mm.
this space. If it came up, I would jump at the chance, I think.
You know what? If it came up, I'd be more than happy to come down and help you prepare it.
Stella,
Honestly, I'm like, I'm
you're
just so
such a
excited at the
legend.
idea. Honestly,
Bless you.
it would
Thank you.
be, it would be so, so exciting. Now, when
I'll
you
let you
got into
know. I'll be
yeah,
like, Stella, bring your fork, bring
I'll
your
even
gardening
bring wood
gloves.
chip. I'll bring wood chip because that's, as you know, we get it for free. So I'll bring wood chip. That would be
Oh,
fantastic.
that'd be
Now, when you
wonderful.
first got onto your plot,
Yes.
what's the first thing you did?
The very first thing I did was I measured it because I wanted to plan out. It was pretty much a blank canvas. It was just like a big patch of couch grass, basically.
Yeah, yeah,
So I measured it. I didn't have a measuring tape or anything. I had a bamboo cane that I knew was 1 meter long. So, so I kind of measured it with this bamboo cane, and then I covered the whole lot with weed membrane.
fantastic. And being that you were only just starting your gardening journey,
Yeah.
how important and crucial has the allotment community been for your success?
I honestly could not have done anything without the community.
Hmm.
I don't know. I mean, I'm still learning. And without other people helping, giving advice, giving hints and tips, I would have given up ages ago. It's not only been the people at my site, they've been amazing. Welsh Brian, I don't know what I would have done without him. Chumbawamba wouldn't exist without
Oh,
Welsh Brian.
Chumbawamba. I love
I would have
Chumbawamba.
I would have built a compost bin on top of Chumbawamba had Welsh Brian not spotted him.
Hmm.
But not only the people at the allotment site, but the YouTube community.
Mm.
They give me so much help, support, advice, encouragement, and honestly, that's what you need when you start gardening, because it's easy when things go wrong to chuck the towel in.
It's so true, and people do give up because they don't try and actually link in with the community around them.
Yes.
And as a result, because I feel like we thrive more when we have others who love what we do, but otherwise we spend our days boring our husbands and partners to death, don't we?
Yes.
Yes. For viewers, just so you're aware, Jenny makes her husband watch all her videos. Can you imagine that?
When he
You know
comes
how?
home after a hard day of work, I tell
Yes.
him, "Would you like to watch 15 minutes of the finest entertainment known to man?" That's how I introduce it to him. And yeah, he knows what that means. He was like, "Oh, got another video to watch, haven't I?"
He's probably regretting giving you that Christmas present of an allotment plot. He's like, what have I created now? That is so hilarious. And did you get to choose a plot? Were there loads of plots and you got to choose one, or was it the only plot available at the time?
It was the one that was offered to me, and when I saw it and I saw that it was pretty much a blank canvas, I said yes straight
Okay.
away.
Yeah. So still on the topic of your allotment, I'm going to go into your first season. What is the one thing you grew that made you feel like, yes, I can do this. This is fantastic.
It's got to be courgettes,
Hmm.
because in my first year at the plot, I
Hmm.
had 3 lovely, this was before Clive, the courgette plant. I had 3 lovely courgette plants, and they did so well. As you know, courgettes, they just give and give and give and give and give. They were
Yeah.
amazing, but, uh, it was one of the old plot neighbours, Andy. He's such a lovely chap. He came along, he looked at my courgette plants, and he said, "Jenny, we've been looking at your courgettes, and we have decided that they are the best courgettes on the allotment site." Well, honestly, if there's anything that makes you feel more validated than that, I don't know what it is, because
That's when you
that
knew
made
you were
me
a
feel
gardener.
great. I felt like a gardener. That was
Yes.
the first
I
time
love
I
her.
really thought, yeah,
And I'm sure he had been gardening for years. So for him to
yeah,
say your courgettes are the best,
yes. That
yes,
was
that
that
is
was a special
fantastic.
moment for me.
And did you have any major flops in that first season that you can remember?
Well, the sweet corn was terrible, was terrible the first year. It didn't grow more than about 2 foot high. I ended up with 2 kind of semi-edible cobs. It just didn't kind of go anywhere. I think one of the problems was I planted it out too early,
Hmm.
and it was maybe still a little bit too cold for it to go out.
Yeah.
They flopped around a lot, and with hindsight, I may have overwatered them at the start, so their
Okay.
roots, they didn't root down kind of deep
Yeah.
enough.
Deep enough because they were just they had everything nearby, didn't they?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And so we're in autumn now. We're going
Yeah,
towards winter. The days are darker. We have very
yes,
little time on the allotments. And although we still have projects to do, we also get a chance to recharge, reflect. What
yes.
do you do to re-energize yourself ready for the next season? Do you have anything you do?
To re-energize, I love planning. I love
Hmm.
list making. It's part of my nature. So that's really, I keep a kind of diary or a logbook of my plans for the allotment. So that's really what I like to do. Snuggle up by the fire, get out my plans, write lists of all the jobs, all the things I'm gonna sow, all the seeds I still need to buy. Yeah, I'm a planner and a sorter.
Excellent. So since you're doing all this planning, what is the one key thing you've decided you'll be dropping in terms of the way you've been doing things this year? What are you going to change to improve your season next year?
What am I gonna change? Well, it's sort of the balance of things.
Hmm.
Like, I did not grow enough potatoes this year. I only really discovered this year how much I love growing potatoes.
They are fun, aren't they?
They are so fun, so I'm doing more of that. Definitely doing more potatoes this year.
Mm-hmm.
I'm moving all my peas and beans to my veg bed at home
Yes.
because I think particularly the peas were too I think it was too hot for them at the plot with the heat waves. They sort of frizzled up, and I think my veg bed at home is a bit more sheltered, so I'm gonna do them there, and I'm gonna do the pumpkins at the plot where they've got
Nice.
space to ramble.
Rambo, yeah.
So, yeah, I'm switching things round, I'm changing the beds round, I'm doing more of some things, less of others.
And do you have a new crop that you've never grown before that you're excited about growing next year?
Yes, I'm gonna do padron peppers this year
Mm-hmm.
because I love to eat them, and I can't believe I haven't thought about growing them before. It just never occurred to me. So I'm doing padron peppers, and I'm gonna try mini pumpkins. I'm gonna try and
Yes.
grow them over my arch.
Excellent, excellent. Oh, exciting, exciting. Now, do you have any projects you're hoping to complete by the time the winter season is over?
Yes!
She cried.
So the first one, the exciting one is I'm gonna build a new greenhouse.
Yes.
So that's coming up pretty soon, and I want to get that done soon so that I have somewhere to hide from the rain.
Yes.
And the other one, the one I'm really not looking forward to is I'm gonna redo my paths because I laid like weed fabric under there and it just shreds, it comes up in bits.
Yeah.
The weeds just come through it. They don't care about weed fabric. That's no
Hmm.
barrier to them. So I'm gonna pull up all my paths and relay them, which just sounds like a horrifically tedious job.
Have you already bought your weed membrane?
Yes,
Excellent, excellent. So you're just going to redo them all.
yes.
It'll be tedious, but it will be worth it when it's done.
Hope so, yeah.
Do you have a date by which you want it done, or is it something you'll try and get done after the greenhouse?
I think I'm gonna do the greenhouse first, and then I'm gonna try and get the paths done in January. That's my plan.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Now, out of curiosity, since I'm hoping to be interviewing all these gardeners from around the world, do you only follow YouTubers in the UK, or do you have some you follow from other areas of the world that you love and would love to see interviewed?
Mainly YouTubers in the UK. I follow Ali, my rusty garden in Canada, and
Mm-hmm.
Bowtie Dave in Florida, but
Yes.
really that's it. I When I started my YouTube channel,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know very many other YouTubers,
Yes.
and I've sort of grown my subscription list has grown since I've had other people recommended to me or I've seen them on someone else's channel. And so
Yeah.
I'm gradually watching more and more people. And I would love this is what I'm excited about, Stella, is if you've got gardeners all over the world
Yes.
that I can now follow, that would be
Yeah.
amazing. I'd love some inspiration. I'd love to see gardeners
Gardening tips
globally.
from, yeah, it's so
Wouldn't
true
that be
because
amazing?
yeah, because I watch quite a few because sometimes I'll watch people who are in the Southern Hemisphere during winter just to
Yes.
give me my fix
Yes.
of gardening. So,
Yeah,
but if anyone has any gardeners they would love to see interviewed, just drop them in the comments below and I'll see whether or not I can link up and see whether they are willing to come on for an interview because that would be great, wouldn't it? It'll give
that
us
would be
lessons
amazing.
from the other side of the world.
Yes, please.
Now, thank you so much once again for agreeing to be interviewed. And I wanted to end each interview with a little bit of fun. Yeah. It's been fascinating to hear about your gardening, your challenges, as well as how the community has helped you to achieve everything you have. I feel that you've had a very successful season this year. Despite the fleas eater, I still feel like you did really well, didn't you? Do you
Yeah,
think the
well,
same?
in the end, thank you, Stella. That makes me feel really good. Just having someone like you, someone whose opinion I respect so much, say that I've done
Thank you.
well. It means the world.
No, you did really, really well. I think like your harvests were really decent every single time.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Now we're going to switch gears a bit and we're going to go to our fun segment called Desert Island Garden. Okay. The
Okay.
premise is very simple.
Yeah.
Okay. And I don't know whether you'll find the decisions hard or easy to make based on the questions I'm going to give you. We're
Okay.
putting you in a completely hypothetical yet familiar situation. You find yourself completely alone on a desert island. The island has a garden, the soil is fertile, and you have a reliable source of fresh water. Because obviously, if you're in an island, you're surrounded by seawater, aren't you?
Yes.
Now, the climate is just survivable, and all modern infrastructure is gone. And you can only bring a very limited amount of resources with you to help you start your life on this desert island.
Okay.
Now, you are allowed to choose one vegetable seed for your survival and well-being. Which seed would you choose to take and why?
One vegetable seed. Potatoes.
Why would you choose potatoes?
I love potatoes. And also, I'd love to try, you know, if you had a single seed potato, I'd love to try the
Yes,
single seed potato thing where you
challenge.
slice it, you take cuttings and you end up with
Yeah,
millions, millions.
absolutely. Do you know what? That is a very clever one because I would never think of potatoes. I'd actually start to think of all these other veg and trying to think which one would have the right levels of nutrition to actually keep me going whilst I work out what else is edible on this island. I never ever thought of potatoes. So you'd have your potato, and one potato will produce 100 potatoes, which would then
Yeah,
produce another
yeah,
100 potatoes.
yeah,
You'll be, swimming in potatoes.
yeah.
Now,
Isn't it?
I read a study somewhere which state that eating potatoes is actually a good way to survive. They did an experiment in a prison where they fed prisoners potatoes, nothing but potatoes for a year. And they mean nothing but potatoes for a year. There were no
Wow.
complaints. People were happy, energetic, and healthy, and they didn't have any problems. So, that is a great
There
choice,
you
you
go.
know. Absolutely. Now, luckily, whilst you're walking around the island, having put your potatoes in the ground and you're waiting for them to grow, you find a flower seed packet, and it seems to have been left by a former resident of the island. What would you want that seed packet to be?
I think zinnias, because I love them. They've been the big surprise this year because they look like cartoon flowers. They're so
They do,
bright.
don't they?
Yeah.
Yes. You know what you could do in your journal? You could actually draw a zinnia
Yeah.
on the edges of the pages.
Yeah.
Since you love them so much, and then put
They
in
are
different
beautiful.
colors. They are very, very lovely, aren't they? I must admit, next year I'm hoping for more zinnias. So what I was doing is, as I was taking the seeds off, I was
Yes.
taking them all over because zinnias have to come back.
Yes.
Honestly, they have to come back because they were beautiful. They were
Yeah.
very beautiful. I wonder if they cross-pollinate and result in different colors.
Ooh, that would be interesting,
No,
wouldn't it?
it would be very good, wouldn't it? Now, you found the seed packet, you've got your zinnias, you're putting them in order to lift the spirits despite the fact that you're alone. And then you continue your wandering around the island,
Yeah.
hoping to find things that can help you. And you find a chest, and the chest is going to grant you one tool and only one tool. Which tool would you choose to have to help you with your gardening?
Hori hori. Hori hori hori. Hori hori hori.
Hurry, hurry, hurry.
Definitely the most useful tool. The most useful tool I've ever
It is.
encountered.
Yeah,
Multi-purpose.
absolutely, isn't it? I have
Easy to
one, and
carry.
exactly. Weeding,
Yeah.
planting,
Yeah.
sowing, and cutting. It's like every time you
Cool.
turn around, where is that Hori Hori? I need my Hori
You could
Hori.
use it for self-defense if there's any bears on the island.
That's very true, actually. Yeah. You know, you might be able to kill a few pests with it as well. Now, if you've been on the island a while, you're feeling lonely, and suddenly a portal appears. And through this portal, you can have a companion. It has to be someone who loves gardening just like you, because then you will be content chatting about what to do with your gardens.
Okay.
That person can be a fictional character, a famous gardener, a gardening friend. They can be alive, they can be dead. This portal is magical and it will bring
Okay.
you whatever you want. So who would you choose to have on the island with you?
I would. I would have my dear friend Suzanne, who
Hmm.
she has passed away a couple of years ago. She loved gardening.
Hmm.
When I first got my allotment, she was a bit surprised because we'd known each other for years and years, and she was like, "Jenny, I've never had you down as a gardener," but she was so encouraging. I used to take
Yeah,
her to her hospital appointments, and the deal was I would drive her and she would give me all her gardening advice.
advice and knowledge.
And a lot of tools and bits and pieces that I have are from her. So if I could have Suzanne on my island, we would talk gardening and
And you would be able
have a
to prove
lovely
to her
time.
that you can garden as well,
Yeah,
wouldn't you? That is so fantastic. Thank you so much for having agreed to this interview. I hope
thank
that
you.
it hasn't taken too much of your time, and I
It's
hope
been
that
lovely.
it's been fantastic. I mean, I always enjoy having a chat with you. There's nothing more fun than getting to have someone you can actually talk about gardening with.
Oh,
And I do
yeah,
appreciate agreeing to be my first interviewee today.
it has been
Thank you so
joy.
much. It's been fantastic. Thank you. Thank you. Now, for the viewers, just to let you know, I'm hoping to have this series run every other week in order that I can give myself time and those people I invite time to say yes or no. So our next in the series will be 2 weeks after this one. And in between, I will be showing you my visit to Jenny's plot, her lovely, cute plot. Yeah, so until the next video, I'll see you again soon. And thank you so much, Jenny. Thank you for being here with me
Thank
today.
you, Stella. Thank you. I can't wait to see your next interview.
Gosh, yes, I know. I haven't even emailed them yet. This is Stella procrastinating thanks to Jenny's idea. You know, if you have something you have to do and it's feeling overwhelming, procrastinate. So we
Absolutely.
procrastinated and procrastinated and procrastinated. But we need to start getting on with it. It will be worth it, definitely.